Well, today is the 20th of March. It's Dubai World Cup week, the commencement thereof, and it is our great pleasure on behalf of World Sports Betting to bring you this exclusive opportunity to chat to a gentleman by the name of Chad Summers. He's a former Golden Shaheen trainer that has won with a horse called Mind Your Biscuits. He's been all over the world. And of course, he has representation at this year's Dubai World Cup, which you'll find out about in due course. But in the meantime, we're going to first of all chat to him about the Goffs Ready to Run sale. And throughout the week, we will progressively be giving you insights into all the races for this year's Dubai World Cup, which takes place on Saturday, the 25th of March. We start off the week with the Goffs Breeze Up sale, Chad, and you were out there this morning. Many different facets, many changes. What's your take?
A lot more dirt pedigrees this year. Last year was the inaugural year, and I think, not sure really what to expect, what the buyers are expecting. They've had good success. There's been a Group 1 place horse from Japan already. There's a horse running the UAE Derby, actually, for Fawzi Nas. So, obviously, success the first year, and they're trying to just maybe have a little bit more dirt pedigrees in year two, but the horses worked well this morning. Everybody looks good. Everybody's happy. So, looking forward to tomorrow night.
Fantastic. The prices that are realized, obviously it's market related, but sometimes some of the great experts in the world tell us that the world economy is inversely proportional to what people have in their pockets to buy racehorses.
You're selling a dream, right? How can you put a price on a dream? I guess people do every day, right? But the Breeze Up sales, what they're about is the future. It's kind of funny that it's 4 days before the Dubai World Cup, where millions of dollars will be given away on the Saturday and dreams will be realized on the Saturday, because what this Breeze Up sale is all about is about the future. It's about, will they be here next year in the UAE Derby? Will they be here in 2 years in the Dubai World Cup? And that's what this industry is all about. It's not about the here and now. It's not about, oh, this horse went this fast on this day, so he must bring this money. It's what do you see from the horse today that you think next year he'll be a completely different horse, and a lot to look forward to.
Well, there have been instances of horses that have come back and won again. I know that last year John Gosden had that very self-situation take place, but the horse that was involved, Pantalassa, has subsequently come out and won on dirt in the Saudi Cup. He's a very gutsy, consistent kind of horse, and this year is in the Dubai World Cup over 10 furlongs.
Like his trainer, Yagari, he has a knack for winning these big races on the international stage. He loves it. I was in Saudi Arabia 3 weeks ago when he won over there. And, I mean, he got a lead, and he just didn't let anybody go by him. Now he's going to have to go an extra 200 meters, and that's a long 200 meters over here. It's really a test of champions, and Country Grammar was coming for him in Saudi. He thinks he wants to see out the true 2,000 meters. So I think they're looking forward to the rematch, and I'm sure Yagari and Team Japan are looking forward to it as well. It's a race that they'd certainly love to win. They got marked on their calendar that they want to win. They've had so much success here over the last few years. I mean, had a night to remember last year, but that would really be the cherry on top of the cake if you were able to win the Dubai World Cup. And he's not alone. I think there's 7 of them, actually, that'll line up on Saturday night.
Well, I was chatting to Alexander Thompson, who's an outrider here. He's been in the UAE for 19 years, and he said last year we saw this giant of a horse come from America. Life is good. And to all intents and purposes, with 2 furlongs out, it looked like it was going to be an absolute cakewalk, but that last furlong just found him out.
That was always the question, was could he see out the 2,000 meters? The one thing with Country Grammar, he loves the 2,000. He relishes the 2,000 meters. And it's not really been talked about a lot, but if Country Grammar were to win on Saturday night, he will become the world's richest horse of all time. And there's a lot to be said about that.
Well, as we were talking about in the press room, Bob Baffert, if pressed about the best 20 horses or the best 50 horses he's ever trained, he might not include Country Grammar, and yet, because of his involvement in the Dubai World Cup and the Saudi Cup, there's just so much money on taking.
Look, I think that's what these races were kind of set up for. Look, I remember the first ever Dubai World Cup where the prize money was so much to try and attract the greatest horse in the world at the time was Cigar, and he came and he won, and it was a big deal, obviously, back of the old Nat Al Sheba. And, to put up this prize money every year, you're trying to attract the best field in the world. And Country Grammar is defending his title. He has every right to defend his title. He might not be the flashiest, prettiest horse in the world, but if you have a choice of a horse that is pretty or a horse that likes to win, I'll take the horse who likes to win.
On that subject, Mind Your Biscuits must be one of the most beautiful memories you'll ever have. And you didn't go to Saudi this year as a spectator. You went there with a purpose.
No, I had a horse in the race. Obviously, Mind Your Biscuits had his first foals are 3-year-old, so he had a runner that ran third in the Saudi Derby. He'll be back here in the UA Derby, so looking forward to rooting for him on Saturday night. But we were there running in the sprint race ourselves, trying to kind of remember the legacy of Biscuits, and came up a little bit short. Look, it's not easy. You know, when you're competing on the world stage in these international races, I mean, everything needs to go right, not just from preparation, but on the night itself. And we had the lead at the top of the stretch and just got a little tired, had some issues, but, you know, we'll be back to try again another year. Every year there's a horse or two that'll ship in from somewhere in the world, whether it be America or Japan or anywhere. And they'll show themselves on the track, and their coat will change, they'll be dappled out, and they'll be flaunting and they'll be touting themselves all week long. So we'll tune in and check back at the end of the week and see who that horse will be.
And I guess, having said that there was an element of skepticism earlier on in your life, you wouldn't change this week for anything, because it is where a lot of things come together.
No, this place, this track, it changed my life. It changed the trajectory of everything I did in this industry. So it'll always hold a very, very special place in my heart. I'm proud to be here and helping out and doing whatever I can to just kind of show everybody how great this place is, because it really is. It's a phenomenal facility. I mean, everything is just top class, and you know, you come here and, you know, you're looking at the winner's circle right now, and you just can't help but smile. And it's definitely a good time. And look, anyone that has a chance to compete in the race or watch the race, and, you know, you win a race like this, it's almost indescribable. It's really, you get goosebumps just thinking about it, to be honest.
Yeah, I use the word surreal, because when you see the horse flesh coming down this, it's almost dead silent, even though there's 65,000 people here. It's an eerie feeling when these giants come down this corridor.
Well, it's the one thing that everybody's waiting for. Look, on every day at every track, you have a chance to see something special, no matter what country you're in. But to have all the horses, all the best horses in the world, show up race after race, starting with the Al Kahila, with the best Arabian horses in the world, and then culminating with the Dubai World Cup, and you're seeing these champions, the 30 years of breeding that Japan has done that has led them to this night, the country grammars of the world, the local horses. I mean, 3 or 4 local Dubai horses with a chance. You're going to have the Saudi winner from last year coming over here. So there's a lot of horses that have accomplished a lot. But there can only be one winner, although I guess, like you said, there was one race where there was 2 last year, so we'll see what happens.